Welcome to the Treehouse of Love. We're live. Join the conversation at 512-836-0590.
Yeah.
Now, here are Todd and Don.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have found the Todd and Don Show, and you can always jump in here at 512-836-0590. Toll free 877-590-5525. Found out I got some new neighbors, and apparently they're Democrat liberal types.
Ooh.
And the first thing my wife did was change the name of the Wi-Fi at our house to Trump is your president. So every time they go to log on, that's what they're going to see.
Steal this.
How about that?
Steal this.
707, we take a look at the top 5 things you need to know about before you get in your work truck and before you actually get to that cubicle. How Democrats view health care? Well, Medicare for All remains hugely popular, but in a recent poll, majorities of Democrat liberals and moderates, they say they would prefer to build on Obamacare and expand coverage. Also, investors hope Powell's speech will offer some clarity today. Yeah, the Federal Reserve Chair will deliver the keynote address in Wyoming as market watchers seek some clarity on whether last month's first rate cut in a decade marked the start of a period of easier credit. Round Rock-based Dell Technologies will be investing $10 million into a facility on Palmer Lane to help keep hundreds of jobs in the area. The Austin City Council has approved a resolution that designates Dell as an enterprise zone under a state-run program. Dell says it will invest the money over the next 5 years. Along with saving 500 jobs, 40 additional full-time positions will also be made available. A man living at a campsite just off the Butler Hike and Bike Trail is now accused of attacking joggers with a knife. Police say the man was recently shirtless and chasing a jogger when officers arrived on the scene. Marcus Villalobos. He reportedly demanded the jogger leave his area and chased that man with a knife because he didn't leave quick enough.
My turf.
Villalobos is now charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Also in the top 5, the Leander City Council has postponed any votes on ending its long-standing agreement with Capital Metro. Last month, Mayor Troy Hill proposed ending that agreement, saying the city spends about half of its annual sales tax revenue on Capital Metro services, but just doesn't get enough in return. Last year, Leander contributed more than $5.1 million to the Capital Metro Agency.
Wow.
There you go.
That's
now
a
you're up
chunk.
to date. The top 5 things you need to know about. It's on the front page of our website at newsradioklbj.com.
Man, that's terrifying, that story about someone being chased on the hike and bike trail. Somebody that thinks, no, this is my territory, just claimed it his territory.
Well, this is
You're
Texas.
trespassing.
This is Texas, and eventually someday people will protect themselves.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right?
That's the last thing that you want to have to think about when you're jogging. I hope I'm not chased down the street by a homeless person.
It is 7:10 here on the Todd and Don Show. Austin ISD officials, they're ready to roll out an updated sex education curriculum. Now that new legislation is, send them back to the drawing board. This comes at a time when some parents say they're concerned with the content of the lesson plans. They also say the district isn't being transparent about what is being unveiled. Cheryl Chapman is a grandmother in the Lakeway area and said that she has an overarching lesson for her 13-year-old grandson who attends a middle school within the AISD. Learn what you need to learn to pass the test and then forget the rest. That's what Grandma tells the kids.
I see.
At the Oak Grove Baptist Church, a large group of parents and grandparents, including Chapman, have gathered to talk about something that's on their mind, and it's sex education. They say it should be taught at home. Well, the AISD has been playing catch-up and fine-tuning its sex education curriculum. It was earlier this year. Senate Bill 22 set them back when they were banned from, using Planned Parenthood-backed guidelines. That's what they wanted to do. Well, last year, we began having lessons available for the first day of school for parents to go in and start reviewing that. That, according to Kathy Ryan. She is with the AISD's academics department. She says that's not going to happen because we got delayed. So I want parents to be aware of that and not be disappointed if they go to the school next week looking for the lesson plan to get some more information. It's just not going to be there. Now, while the lesson plans have been established for 3rd through 5th graders, educators are still working out the details for the middle and high schoolers. This delay is what some groups are calling another example of the AISD's lack of transparency.
Let me ask you as a parent, what is your opinion on...
Are you about to ask me where babies come from?
Well, I pretty much have that figured out.
Okay.
Well, I have one question, but we'll do that.
We'll talk
off
about
air.
that later.
Yeah. You as a parent, what did you prefer? I don't know if you had the talk with your kids or not. I don't know. Do parents really have to have the talk with their kids? Or thanks to the internet and everything else?
Listen, I'm going to be brutally honest.
Please do.
I did not talk to my kids about it whatsoever.
Yeah.
My wife over-talked about it.
Oh, she did.
She had no problem talking to my son or my daughter.
Yeah.
She handled it all. She handled it all.
Well, good for you.
And
you married well.
And so far, so good.
So far, so yeah.
So
absolutely.
far, so good.
Absolutely. No diseases, no unplanned pregnancies that you've told me about.
Now, Barry Castle, she's a policy advisor for Texas Values, a group that uses faith-based approach to examining Texas policies. She says they need to make sure that the parents have adequate time to look at the curriculum so that parents can voice their concerns and actually have some input on what is being taught to their kids. That's fair. That's a fair statement.
Yes.
School officials say they're working very hard on this every day to finalize the plan and put them in front of parents. And Ryan said that they will be the first time that they put the lesson draft online for parents to view to give some feedback as well. Here's what she says. We're trying to bring in elements that are, pertinent to our kids that most of our parents want and are comfortable with. And so there you go.
I really think it needs to be a combination of both. I really do. I mean, I think that sex education in school, I think you're probably going to get a lot of students that are going to take it more seriously and listen with more ease coming from a teacher versus talking sex with your parents, which just based on personal experience, when I asked them questions, was the most traumatic day of my entire life.
What do you mean? What happened?
Well, it was. I've told the story before, but it was what I remember. My brother and I were watching something on. We were all watching TV. Something came up that prompted me to ask the question. Basically, where do babies come from?
Oh man!
And my parents were not ready to explain it in the way that they did. I cried.
Right.
And yes, I was 24, but.
The Todd and Don Show.
Your home, your style. The